of course, that was talking about the chest, but the things that go in the chest, let's talk about those as well. New skins. Now, I don't know how this is going to be delivered or how they're going to get it, but I do know what it is. It's Barrick, and it's not like Barrick.
Stone cut?
It's stone
Barrick
cut.
is stone cut.
Yes.
He is a
This is big
beast.
Barrick.
Yeah. No, super cool. I mean, Thomas, you can give the breakdown of it, but I totally dig this one.
Yes, so Barrick is one of our older champions. So we're hitting a couple of them in this patch. We wanted to make sure they got some love as well. And this theme is just a strong theme. It's the dark dwarf kind of like feeling for it. He's he's got his overall color scheme going on, and definitely a different kind of attitude than our normal like jolly little dwarf of Barrick.
He is
but he's got like
too.
yeah, he's got that stone skin and everything. Man,
gosh.
he looks good.
So this is just the skin. There's no weapon that is attached to this,
No.
or is it the weapon as well?
Yeah, so this one has the skin set, which includes the accessory. It includes the body. And then he's rare, so he doesn't have a voice pack.
Okay.
But it also has a weapon. And so for this set.
Very, very cool stuff. So this
you
is
can even see some of the stone texture like coming into the weapon itself.
That's right.
It's very
Awesome.
eerie.
Yeah, his turret's updated as well to
that's
kind of
right.
match this theme. So yeah.
This looks like a man with a dark past. I don't know. Barrick showing a little bit of his
Things happen in the mines.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Things you don't talk about happen in the mines. Well, we'll leave that to you, Barrick, and we'll move on to something that, Thomas, you've been actually
I was about to say, if
being
you're-
really shameless about. You have been shameless, Thomas.
Relentless.
I know.
and shameless.
I mean, my God.
I got to yell at a little
If I
bit.
see
but-
another panda gif, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. If you've been on my Twitter at all, you may know what's coming next.
It's it's our favorite Volpine. He just got a map. Now he's getting the skin. It is Pip Pandemonium.
Yes. And he's just amazing.
Oh my gosh,
there's,
so
what a cutie.
there's
cute.
very little to say about this one. This is it's a champion skin set as well. So you get the accessory and you get the body. There's not a weapon with this one. It's also rare. It's just, I mean, this is just one of those things that even early on when we were talking about skins for him and talking about like, what to do, there's some pretty obvious choices and Red Panda kind of flavored Pip was one of those.
And if it matches his personality, and in a cool way, it also really separates himself. When you see this one in game, to me, my overall experience is this really looks like a different experience of Pip. And look at the Rooster Brewster right there. That's actually a great combo.
Yeah, that is.
He's adorable.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
So cute.
Tail lovers rejoice.
Yes.
It's about as cute as it gets right there.
Oh yeah.
Pandemonium Pip coming to you in OB51 as well as Dark Dwarf, Stone Cut Barrick.
Yep.
Yes.
Very, very exciting. These are the new skins for the patch.
Yeah, and they're both direct purchase
Great.
as well. So, if you want them, go grab them.
Rock out. There it is. I love it. So, moving on, we do have a new thing here coming up, Uncommon Tier.
That's right.
That's right. Yes.
And now this is interesting. There's a meme in the Paladins community of Paladins skins, right?
That's right.
I don't know if you've seen it, but
with you. So
Wow.
when you get to that point in your unlock, and if you get that spray, as you go on from that point on, it will always give you your most updated live number. So
wow.
look, he's number 20. 20 level mastery. That's
Oh
crazy.
my God. So right now, just for clarity, you are using the actual level 10 Obsidian Mastery weapons and using the Cosmic body, which you could see the hands holding that.
Our cameraman is switching it up.
So this
He's
is
mixing and
fantastic.
matching.
You get a little bit of both, but now you can see, that's the emote right there. Shoots the coin out of the air. This is
Right.
unbelievable. This hasn't happened in this game yet. So, I mean, you're talking about the new tech, Thomas. What was it just like, I think, concepting this? I want to bring up a very cool poll. We were trying to figure out what do we think is even the best version of these, because they're both so good.
It's tough. We went back and forth. We did a lot of different treatments and looked at a lot of stuff. Eventually, we kind of came to this kind of Starfield
it looks
dynamic material kind of change for the characters, which looks really good. We actually had like 5 different colors, and we kind of boiled that down to the 2. And it really we ended up doing a poll basically just to find out internally if the Obsidian or the Cosmic would be the higher tier, because they're both awesome, and especially when you see them on all the different champions, it's amazing.
Yep.
Well, that's fantastic stuff. This is going to be available in OB51. You're asking who is going to be getting this? Is it only for Lex?
that
Yes.
she's like carrying around and firing, and so it's a very like physical weapon that feels really good, but was pretty complex. So this one had a lot of challenges, both on the character art standpoint, but especially with the weapons team and working with VFX and with animation, where you can get her carrying this giant weapon that it feels really good going through, and then with her abilities.
Oh yeah, it feels brutal.
Siege machine. She's a one-person unit, right? She basically will anchor the army of the magistrate and go for take out a castle,
magistrate.
take out an encampment, and kind of as you saw in her reveal trailer there, she can single-handedly like anchor a point for a team.
And it looks like she wants to just.
Oh.
You can't mess with Lex like that, okay? I know you tried it, but I don't get played that easily, y'all. But check it out, Ash. This has got to be the first. I love it. Alyssa, just what do you think about Ash?
I think
You like the vibe?
I think she's badass, just like you said. I love it. I think we don't have any other character that has this kind of feel.
Yeah. Yeah, and that pulls this role, especially Garrett. Now, talking from the design perspective and just a character, the play, what is Ash meant to do? Thomas meant she's a siege machine for the magistrate, but what is she in terms of my team?
She's one of our most brutal and dynamic front lines that we have to date. We can kind of start off with her kit and her abilities.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about her weapon.
So, as you can see, there is this hulking flat cannon, burst cannon device on screen. We can go ahead and fire some rounds. It shoots this projectile into space that detonates at medium range in a very large kind of flak burst of AoE. About tank level DPS, as you would expect. Great, easy to confirm damage, fairly consistent. 8 or 9 rounds in the clip, but definitely powerful feeling. That reload is goom, goom. It's great. I love it.
The sound effects are amazing on this, by the way. Shout out to, our whole crew and the sound effects.
Because I can't hear them. Can
no,
stream hear these right now?
You can't hear these right now.
Oh,
we don't
no.
have them turned on. Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So this is her left mouse button, and to me, this looks like it's an AoE tank. This is something that we haven't really seen. Fernando, he does provide AoE.
Kind of Fernando. Yep.
But this is totally different. This is like hitting
truly
a clump
AoE. That's right.
Of people, and so she's really ready to take on people in numbers.
Oh yeah, as
1v5.
The team clusters on the point.
Oh yeah.
Like this cannon will hit them all.
So talk to me about her right mouse button, because this one's exciting, and I want to listen to this too when we start this one.
Let's rev it up. Yep, that's right. So this is kinetic burst. What you're going to do is you're going to prime your next flak shell to then get super heated and explode right as it comes out of the barrel. As that piston hits it, it's going to do a frontal cone attack that's going to hit 4 damage and apply a large knockback. As you can see, as you're just displacing this poor Lex across the key. But yeah, so this is AoE. You can hit a single target. You can hit a whole team. But you mess people up, you move them around and displace people on the battlefield. And this is one of the biggest tools to do that.
And this is a tool that is activated at your choice. It's just a simple right click, and then all of a sudden, you could have that type of game-changing play. Now, the truth is, as far as actual efficacy in the actual battle, this can be very valuable for pushing people off of overtime payload contests, pushing them away from the objective right when you're trying to just capture it, give yourself a team an extra second. And so she seems to be having a lot of displacement here, a different kind than Makoa, but still very, very effective.
That's right. She's more in your face. Makoa is more like, hey, come to me. And she's like, I'm bringing the fight to you. So that's a great segue into her. Actually, we'll do her Q first.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yep. So she's a tank. Hallmark of our tanks is shielding.
That's right.
So her shield is more of a kind of advancing riot shield, and I believe actually the cameraman has the legendary applied.
He does.
So normally it moves a little bit faster. Yes. Normally it moves a little bit faster than that. However, it is a shield that you deploy on the ground and walks forward. She's not so much about kind of like sitting still in an area, right? She's more about advancing. She's taking the fight to the bat. She's advancing on that point. She's advancing with the payload. And her shield embodies that as well.
Like a siege weapon would do. It's really like
That's
taking
right.
down a castle, breaking through the front lines.
Yeah, as we kind of mentioned with our theme, it's like, she kind of anchors that kind of unit and anchors the army and stuff, and her shield does the same. So if you look at the overall size here and think about it in terms of Fernando's shield, this is much wider. It's got like kind of wings kind of off to the side, and so not only does she have that power for displacement with the number of her abilities, but this shield allows her to kind of not only march in, but actually bring her team in with her.
That's fantastic. And if you are able to see this at some point, I'd love to show the differing speeds between. Oh, this is the normal speed.
This is the normal speed. Yep.
So that's actually kind of fast. So what's cool about this is that if you really feel like you're going to need to break in quickly to a lot of scenarios, or maybe prioritizing some of the other legendaries, which are really cool. We'll get into that later. Or if you feel like, hey, I need to be the only front line for my team. I need to stay on the point. I want my shield right next to me all the time.
That's right. This is the legendary.
This is the legendary for you. It also gives it some extra health too, which we'll talk about in a second. But speaking of health, you're not going to have any if this girl shows up in your face. And one of the best ways she can do it, Garrett, seems like her F does something that we saw in the beginning.
Let's talk about Shoulder Bash, Evan.
Let's talk about it.
Shoulder Bash is one of the coolest moves we have yet. Super powerful, super impactful, and it's extremely badass. If we can, there we go. There's the Lex. So, boom! Oh god, that impact is so heavy. And that actually was a pretty close range one. If we could show one truly displaying the range of the ability as well.
Yeah.
It's got a big old wind up on it, but you kind of hunker down, kick to 3P, and then hurtle forward as she just charges into the fray. Boom.
Now, what I want to show, one of the really amazing things about this as well is if we could set that Lex up as well, and if you charge a kinetic burst, and basically once you knock that Lex up, shoot him
it's the
with
juggle.
your weapon.
You want to see the juggle. You just
you
ask
might
for
be
the
able
juggle,
to see
Evan.
something cool.
Yes.
Oh, he missed. But trust me, it is cool. It is cool. And so she basically has two knock-up abilities which can combo off of each other. You can juggle them in the air with this and really like fully displace a target way farther than they would have ever expected in this scenario. All right, time is a little off. You got to check me out. I mean, I'm not. It's all right. It's all right. So that's really cool, and also just from an escape ability, this gives her so much range. Other than we talk about Makoa, Fernando, they've got dashes. Barrack, he's even got a dash, but this is probably the farthest tank dash I think in the game.
Yes, and the nature is such that you root yourself at the start of it. So if you're extremely brave, you can use it as an escape. You are saying basically, I'm immobile for this entire windup and unprotected. Or with a legendary choice, you can say, I'm going to have a high amount of damage reduction and also be CC immune.
Don't you spoil my legendaries, Garrett.
I just spoiled it.
Don't you spoil my legendaries. We're not there yet.
All right.
All right, let's talk about the ultimate. Everyone wants to see it. This ultimate is pretty good.
Oh, can we do it, cameraman, from the top balcony onto the point to start? Because I think that would be perfect.
That is great as well, and it has a different effect depending on what legendary you have.
That it does.
So, which effect do you want to see first?
Let's just do the base.
Okay.
Let's go.
That would be.
So her ultimate is called Assert Dominance. She is a frontline character that needs to do just that.
Let's fight.
Boom. Okay, so Assert Dominance is a very cinematic move. There we go. There we go. Get that juggle.
There it is.
She rips the flag off her back, leaps into the air, and then very powerfully plants it in the ground. When she hits the ground, she does damage and AoE around her, knocks up any enemies in the field for a small bit, and then while next to that flag, she takes no damage. She is damage immune to that flag.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding what you're saying. You said not a lot of damage?
I believe I said no damage.
Wait, so the numbers, Thomas is holding a 0 in my face. You mean no damage for like
none?
Couple seconds? Like
8 seconds.
8 seconds?
8 whole
seconds. So 4 times a couple.
Yes.
So 8 seconds, she's going to jump down here, and no one will be able to damage her, and she can do everything and damage everyone else.
That's correct.
Okay.
The caveat is that, unlike many of our other ults, she does not have CC immunity here. So, the counterplay is such that she can be displaced out of her ring. If you have a Makoa, if you have another Ashe that can knock back, if you have a Cassie with a disengage. She's very powerful in that zone of her flag, but definitely has the opportunities for counterplay.
And that is actually one of the interesting things. You talk about other frontliners as well. Makoa, Torvald, to name a few. 2 people with basic, very, big parts of their kit can displace her from this
That is
ring.
correct. Yep.
And also, I mean, to remember, she doesn't get a damage boost, but her legendaries could give some to her
Potentially.
allies. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We actually seem like we might be close to talking about that
Okay.
right now. Let's just talk about it. If we could see some of the legendaries, that would be great. The first one that you had mentioned, actually the first one here, Assert Dominance. Rally here allows Ashe to stun her enemies when she lands.
That's right. And what you don't see is that after stunning any enemies affected, you are also giving your team within 100 feet of you a 20% damage increase for 3 seconds.
So how far is kind of, do you have like an idea of like what's 100 feet? Is it the width of her flag area?
No, it's a lot longer.
It's a lot farther. So a
than
lot
the
of your
width her flag
teammates.
area. Yeah. So basically anyone, the idea is that anyone involved in the team fight. This is very much a team-oriented thing. It allows you to very deftly secure your flag area and stun anyone in it, while also potentially swaying a team fight with this legendary pick.
Beautiful. So this could be very influential. It is for a legendary, and we've seen those kind of be hit or miss in the esports for Paladins. But this one's pretty strong. Got a great amplification to damage, and also that 2-second stun allows you to guarantee 2 extra hit shots, which is essentially 800 more damage you can add.
Or allow follow-up from your teammates.
Or follow-up. Or
it takes an ult that isn't like a team fight follow-up ult,
yeah,
and then turns it into one.
Yeah. So this is a great choice. And your shield with this ult will actually still move very fast. So this is the option that won't change the shield.
Correct.
The other one that won't change the shield is the dash one, the shield bash one.
That's right.
Let's talk about this legendary because you mentioned it before. This is kind of her get out of jail free card.
Yeah, or just get into jail.
Or get into
really
jail.
Forcefully card. Yeah. So Battering Ram is the name of this legendary. And what it does... Oh, we are crashing.
Okay, that's fine. You can
sorry.
explain it to me here.